Christine joins Nina in Chance's hospital room and asks if there's any news. Nina relays that it's too soon to tell. She breaks down after Christine tries to assure her he'll be fine. Why is it always my boy? In the hallway, Sharon arrives and chats with Elena, who tells her the bullet didn't hit any main arteries, and that if it had been a quarter of an inch different in any direction, they'd be having a very different conversation. Sharon complains that this wasn't supposed to happen. He wasn't supposed to be this close to the action now that he's chief. Elena is so sorry. Sharon asks to see him. Elena nods and gestures for Sharon to follow her. In Chance's hospital room, Sharon tells Nina and Chris that Elena feels Chance can make a full recovery. Elena appears and says they all look exhausted. Why don't you all go and take a break, maybe get something to eat? Nina protests, but Chris talks her into it. In the jazz lounge, Devin finds Nate drinking at the bar. Devin asks if he's OK. Nate muses, that's the million-dollar question. He's not interested in getting into it, but asks what Devin wanted to talk to him about. Devin wants to talk about turning this around, everything that's been going on with them. Nate asks how he proposes they do that. Devin thinks they should spend some time together. He knows Nate has been making an effort, and it's time for him to reciprocate. Nate marvels, wow, this is a day for big surprises for me. Devin notes that something clearly happened to him today. Nate still doesn't want to talk about it and asks Devin what changed. He'd given up hope on them ever having this conversation. Devin admits it started with Mamie, who got him and Lily thinking about how Neil would handle a situation about that. He can hear his voice saying, give the man a chance. In the athletic club dining room, Victoria is looking for Nate when Nick strolls in. She's going to leave, but he invites her to stay for a drink. At the bar, Victoria complains that she and Nate were both blindsided. He thinks she threw him under the bus by siding with Adam. Nick shrugs. Victoria says Nate won't return her calls or answer her texts. Nick's not sorry that Nate is gone from Newman, but he's sorry she's hurting. Victoria asks if he believes Nate was being self-serving with his plan for their dad. Nick thinks he was playing the long game. She asks if he thinks Adam was planning anything just as devious. Nick isn't sure. He's having a hard time getting a handle on where he's coming from these days. He thinks he was genuinely concerned about their dad, for whatever it's worth. Nick's concerned about how Victoria will move on from what Victor did to her. At the hospital, Summer shows up and asks Elena if Chance will be OK. Elena assures her he'll be fine. Summer wants to see him. Elena didn't realize they were so close. Summer explains they've become friends. Elena says his mother just left with Sharon and Christine, so it should be fine. She shows her in. Summer moves to Chance's bedside after Elena tells her she can stay as long as she likes. At Crimson Lights, Sharon, Nina, and Christine toast to Chance. Nina can't take this anymore. He has to stop. Sharon knows it's hard to live with that kind of fear, but they have to accept that this is what Chance has decided to do with his life. Nina won't accept it and will beg him to stop if she has to. Thinking, Nina suggests that maybe Sharon could get through to him. Talk turns to Ray and Sharon admits losing him really broke her heart. Nina is sorry to hear about her late husband's accident. Sharon recalls that every day she had to wonder if he was coming home. She chose to be with Ray and Chance, knowing the danger. She understands as his mother Nina wouldn't have chosen this line of work. Nina wants Sharon to convince Chance to quit. Sharon wouldn't presume to do that. They talk about his penchant for being out there in the middle of the action. Sharon guesses maybe it's something he feels born to do, and no one will be able to talk him into giving it up.